Hello everyone, welcome. So today we'll discuss about higher education and training and research about Birbal Sahani. Professor Ruchiram Sahni was very clear in his mind that his children should get the best possible education. This was true not only for his sons but also daughters. All of them went to the UK for higher education. His daughter Leela was the first graduate from Punjab. He sent his son Bikramjit to study in Manchester, England. In fact, one by one, all five brothers followed suit and came to England for higher studies. Birbal joined Emmanuel College, Cambridge. However, Birbal's study or stay in Cambridge was not without its dramatic moments. One day, elder brother Bikramji was surprised to see his brother Birbal had come from Cambridge to his place in Manchester. Almost in tears, terribly homesick, young Birbal told his brother that he didn't want to continue at Cambridge. In those days, higher studies in the UK, which was much closer than the USA from India, was anybody's dream. But Birbal was not happy and he wanted to go back to India. It took some tact and effort on the part of the elder brother Bikramji to convince Birbal not to quit and to continue his studies at Cambridge. Slowly, things changed and Birbal completed his tripos, a final honors examination for a degree at Cambridge. Then he started working for a doctorate under a leading botanist, Professor Albert Charles Seward. Professor Seward was a name to reckon within the field of paleobotany. This may be termed the defining moment for paleobotany in India. Actually, even Birbal's coming to Emmanuel College for studying botany had not been a smooth affair. His father wanted him to go for civil services. However, Birbal had a different plan. So, these are the few fossils that Birbal Sahani studied. These are the fossils of various plants that had been studied by Birbal Sahani. So, Birbal Sahani, he wanted to pursue his research in botany. Professor Ruchiram ultimately respected young Birbal's wish. One may recall how Homi Baba also chose research against his father's wish rather than a high management position with a fat paycheck in a big company. One must listen to one's heart. While working with Professor Seward at Cambridge, he published two papers in the New Phytologist in the year 1915. The first paper itself showed his critical thinking and analytical ability. This also perhaps explains his subsequent success in cracking the riddles posed by fossils of plants. He studied the fossils collected from Montpellier. In this first paper, he reported the presence of pollen grains in the ovules of the ginkgo plants. He was able to show it is 8 of the 12 specimens that the pollen grains did not belong to the ginkgo plant. His genius lay in the fact that he could visualize how foreign pollen grains got deposited there. The occurrence of these materials of two different origins, like belonging to ginkgo and the foreign ones, could confuse us if it was not observed properly. Panchanan Maheshwari, another botanist of repute, commented in his article of Professor Sahni if a similar example was found in the fossil state in all probability, it would have led to conclude that the pollen grains and ovules belong to the same species. The second paper was published by him the same year in the same journal. It was based on his study of an interesting fern. Its botanical name is Nephrolepis volubilis. This fern, collected in Kuala Lumpur, had a very strange anatomy. The stolon of the plants was very long. Stolon means it's a horizontal branch from a plant and it has buds at the tips from where the new plant can grow. Strawberry is one of the example. In this case, the stolon grows to a whooping length of 16 meters in 1916. In yet another paper, in the same journal, he reported results of vascular anatomy of tubers of in cordifolia. So, one may see that his interest in and contribution to the study of the living plants was also substantial. However, his love for fossils grew and soon became his passion, and he was able to establish paleobotany as an important discipline in India. He may be indisputably called the father of paleobotany in India. He returned to India in the year 1919 and decided to take up teaching.